Good evening, beautiful princesses, queens, and goddesses. Welcome back to another video of Up Your Seduction Game. I'm Nina. And before we get into this topic, I just want to say I know I haven't uploaded and I haven't gone live in a very long time. And you guys will forgive me for that. You all know this whole pandemic that's been going on has affected all of us in our different ways. And I am no exception. So just give me a second. Okay. So that's why I haven't been live in a while. And I'm probably not going to be live as consistently as I would like to be. But every time I go live, I will bring you some good content. So it's going to be worth it. Okay, now that we've got the apologies out of the way, let's jump into this topic. So, the lonely road of seduction. Um, when you get into seduction for me is a lifestyle. It's not something that you just do because you want something from someone. It's a whole lifestyle. It's the way you carry yourself, it's the way you talk, it's the way you walk, the way you dress, the way you show up every single day, you know. And regardless of who's going to see you, regardless of the external factors, this is who you are. This is your lifestyle. This is how you roll. This is basically me today coming from work and office job. Okay. That's really the reason why I can't upload as much as I'd like to. And this is how I look because for me, it's a lifestyle. It's not something that I do on the weekends or just when I'm going out on a date or, well, it's, this pandemic that's going on right now. So what's the point? No. Seduction is a lifestyle because you just don't know who is watching. You don't know who you're seducing unaware. Okay. Sometimes you have your target victim and sometimes the victims bring themselves, the target brings themselves, himself or herself. So you always have to be on your A game. This is just who you are now. Okay. So if you've watched any of my other videos, you know I have the golden rule. Rule number one, look good all the time. You could be going to the grocery store, you could be going to the post office, you could be doing meaningless menial tasks, but you have to look good. You can't just show up. My car light just went out. You can't just show up looking average, okay? Because then you're a part-time seducer and you won't get the best results. Now, you're looking good every day, you're on your A game every day, and you know what's next. So, just like anything else, just like if you go on a diet or if you start exercising or any lifestyle changes, you're not going to see results overnight, okay? And that's not the point. That's why you have to have it in your mind that it's a lifestyle. It's not a quick fix. It's not something that you're going to do for a week and then your whole life is going to change. You're going to have to put in the work every day for weeks and weeks and weeks before you start seeing proper results. What you will see when you start looking good consistently is you're going to see people taking you seriously. I think I've touched on this. People start seeing you, strangers and people that know you, especially strangers, they start viewing you very differently. So you bump yourself up from being the average girl or the average guy if you're a guy, but from being the average girl to being, oh, she must be really important, or she must be a celebrity. She looks like she might be on the show that I watch. Is it really her? I've got a lot of people ask me, are you an actress? Are you on TV? Are you a celebrity? You look like, you know, you could be. Haven't I seen you on TV before? And it's not about you look like a celebrity or anything like that. Sometimes, yes, but it's also mostly the fact that you take yourself so seriously and you put your whole image together so well, you must be someone important. So that happens, people start to respect you more. You will get a lot of admiration. So, in other words, you'll get a lot of people looking at you, girls and guys, looking at you, doing a double take, turning, as you walk past. You'll get a lot of that, even with your mask on, because, we have to be rocking our masks right now. Even with your mask on, girl, she got those lashes going on. Let me tell you. Okay, look at that. Hey. Even with your mask on, okay. But your mask doesn't stop you from dressing really well. So you'll get a lot of looks and a lot of admiration, and a lot of people will say hi to you. Some people will even come up to you and compliment you. Oh my gosh, you look so good. Wow, I love what you're wearing. I love this, I love that. You'll find service staff will be quick to help you, especially if you're friendly, which is important. You can't just look good and not have the personality to back it up. You have to be that person that's got the whole thing. That's what pulls people into you. That's what seduction is. It's essentially attraction. How do you pull people into your orbit? So you have to look good, you have to have that personality, and people just want to please a good looking person. You'll find people doing you favors. I've gotten away with so much murder, figuratively speaking, because of, the time and the effort that I put into my looks. Now, that's the good side of it. But there's a lot of downsides as well. Okay. Just like everything else, there's some pros and some cons. So, the downside of it is a lot of people will feel intimidated by you. So, they don't really want to be around you a lot. This would be mostly people that know you, but sometimes strangers as well. And it would usually be people of the same gender as you. So if you're a woman and you're really, taking your look up to the next level or to the max, be ready for a lot of women hating on you, a lot of women not liking you. They can't stand being around you. And it's got nothing to do with you. It's just that, the effort that you put into yourself just kind of shows how much or how little effort they've really put into themselves. So it's almost like you're exposing them. So people don't like to feel like, oh my goodness, I actually didn't put any effort into myself. And that's how they're going to feel standing next to you. And that'll also be a lot of friends and family who feel like that. Oh, I don't want to be seen around her anymore because she just looks way better than I do. And I'm not willing to put in the work. So that becomes one of the lonely parts of upping your seduction game, is that people will feel intimidated by it and they won't necessarily want to be around you often. Or if they do want to hang around you, they'll have little funny comments to, say. And it's like, if you don't have anything nice to say, just don't say anything, please. Thank you. Um, People will be like, "Oh, why do you have to get all dressed up?" I've gotten this from friends a lot. "Oh, let's go out." "Oh, yeah, okay, that's fine, but why do you have to get dressed up that much? I mean, we're not going, anywhere like, you know, bougie. Why do you have to like, no, this is how I like to show up in the world. Like that's my choice now. That's what I'm doing now. That's what we're doing over here now." You'll have a lot of pushback from people that know you as the average chick and that are comfortable with you being the average chick. Now you're not doing average anymore. So once again, you're exposing them and how average they really are. And it becomes really lonely because then you have to kind of choose between being average to please other people, or being, that princess to please yourself. But also, the irony is that as much as you'll get more men, which is basically why we want to see, you'll get more men looking at you, but you'll get fewer of them approaching you. Now, this is something that you have to be ready for. This is something that if I had known, it would have made the whole transition a little bit easier. More men will look at you, which is great, but less men will approach you. And why is that? Quality over quantity. So a lot of men will look at you, but a lot of them will feel just like how a lot of women feel. Ooh, she's out of my league. Ooh, if I step next to her, I don't. So as much as you're going to have the reactions, you're gonna have less guys walking up to you. And that can be a little bit lonely because you're like, oh my gosh, I put in all this effort and like nobody wants to talk to me. What the heck? Especially if you're like going out for a drink or something like that. And you used to guys just coming through, hey, can I buy you a drink? Hey, can I do this and setting you up and all of that kind of stuff. It changes, which means you have to kind of change the venues that you go to as well. Um, Change it up a bit, step it up a notch. But it also means that the guys that do step to you are men that are confident in themselves. Some are taking chances, but a lot of them will be confident enough to know that okay, that is my league. And you know the saying, the higher you go, the lonelier it gets, because there's very few people at the top. It's the same here. So I just wanted to make this quick video just to share with you ladies that yes, put on your makeup, make sure your hair is done right, dress well, put those heels on, go out, look good, be proud, work on your body, work on whatever you need to work on to make yourself more attractive so that you can raise the stakes, raise the game of your seduction, but also be prepared for the downside. The downside is that not as many people you know, are going to be comfortable around you because you've really taken it up to the next level. But don't let that deter you, because to compensate for that, your self worth, your self value, that journey, that internal journey just feels so good. When you walk past the mirror, sometimes I'll you know, walk past the mirror or walk past a reflection of myself, and be like, I look good. And that feels really, really good. And that attitude and that feeling is another thing that will draw people into you over and above the looks and, the dress code that you got going on. But keep everything well put together. Keep your makeup on fleek, keep your hair, looking good. You don't have to do the most every single day, but make sure you look polished, you look good. Your nails are always looking good. Don't walk around with chipped nails, chipped nail polish. It doesn't have to be perfectly, done tips or anything like that. But make sure, even if you don't have anything on your nails, make sure your nails are clean, they're well kept, your hands are moisturized, don't walk around with ashy hands. Just basic things like that. Make sure your outfit looks good. Don't walk around with torn things in your dress. Always look good because that's good for your own self confidence, but that also communicates that message that, hey, I'm high quality, I'm high value. So the people that step to you are most likely going to be high quality and high value, just like you. If you have any comments, leave them down below. Remember to like this video if it spoke to you, share it, subscribe, and thank you so much for tuning in. I'll definitely try and be more consistent with my videos. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.